Hey guys, in our last video we explored a sample data set. We created a simple data model and we also created a simple application with basic charts. And today we will see a few more data transformations. We'll try to add few calculated columns using some logic. Um, yeah, so let's focus on this order header. So we have fields like delivery date, order date for every order ID, right? So that which tells us when this order was placed, basically the order date, and then when this order was delivered, right? So by taking a difference of delivery date and order date, we can calculate how much time it took for this orders to be delivered. So basically the number of days it took for each order took, right? So that value can help us with getting few more insights. We can create some visuals out of it. So let's derive a column taking a difference of delivery date and order date. So we have a couple of methods to do that, and we'll see those. So one approach is directly taking a difference of these two fields. So do a straightforward difference between delivery date and order date. I'll call this as days to deliver. Okay, so it is already in a date format. I'm just doing a straightforward subtraction. Or I can go with an interval function which supports formats. Like we can pick any property out of a data, date, month, year, or timestamp, right? So I'm going with days interval function. The first parameter is my actual difference, delivery date minus order date, comma the format which I'm interested in. So I want only the date part of my difference, right? I don't need the month and year. So I'm just interested in the day alone. So let me call this as simply days. Okay. For the sake of understanding, I'm just going with this approach. Ideally, any one is enough. So I have done this. So this is going to be my days to deliver field. And this is another alternative method, and we can follow any approach as long as we get the date, right? So now we have the fields. Let's quickly reload this and let's have a look. We go to order header. We could see days to deliver and days, right? Two different fields. So it follows DD format. So you see a zero prefix over there. So basically both returns the same, and we can go with any one of this approach, right? So difference between these two data. Now that we have this field, we'll create one more field based out of this. Okay, so we have the days, right? But it would be even more meaningful if I club this together into a bucket. So let's say I want to see the number of orders delivered between 5 to 10 days, right? Or 10 to 20 days or 20 to 30 days. So basically I want to classify into multiple buckets or groups, so which will give me a better idea. So which shipping company or which product or country takes how much time to deliver. So basically we can segregate and we can look into more details, right? Or which deliveries are taking time or which are getting delivered quickly. So any insights. So it's better to have a bucket, right? So let's create one more column. So since it is already a calculated field, so I cannot use these fields again in the same script. Okay, so because the execution happens from bottom to top, and this field is going to be created on the fly, and I cannot refer to the same field which is created on the fly. So it whatever calculations we do on top of these calculated columns should be on the top as a preceding load. So what I'm saying is load star. So basically it's going to load everything from the bottom, load star. On top of that, I'm going to add few calculated fields based on these fields. Okay, I'm going to use a function called class to create buckets. So class will create buckets automatically based on the range we define. Okay, so I'm going to do it based on this field. I'm going to go with the days field. Okay, this is the field. The second parameter is the interval, so I'm going to say split it into buckets with the range of 5. So basically 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. So that's the range. This is the name I'm going to give, just a label. Okay, I'm just calling it as days, and I would call this as days bucket or group, anything. Okay, so this is my preceding load, a load before the actual load. So when the execution happens, so these fields will be created first, and later this will be referred over here, and we will have one more calculated field on top of this. Okay, so this is how preceding load works. So let's quickly reload and see how this field looks like. Okay, so we could see the bucket field being created. As you could see in the middle portion, right, days, that's the label name we gave, and this is the range 0 to 5, 10 to 15. So you see this 3 falls in this range, 17 falls in this range, 15 to 20 similarly, right? So now we have a field called days bucket which can be used in any of the visuals to explore further. Okay, so this is one um, transformation we did. So next, we'll look into one more important thing called the master calendar. Okay, so since we have an order date, we obviously need other uh, formats of dates, right? The like year, month, or quarter, or week for further exploration. So either I could create a year and month over here, like say year of um, order date will, it's going to return me the year. Similarly, I can calculate month, week, quarter, whatever, or I can have a separate time dimension, right? Ideally that would be the best approach. Okay, so in Qlik, the way we do it is using a master calendar. We call a time dimension as a master calendar over here. So it's always a preferred way to have a separate calendar. Okay, so in our uh, example, our interest is on this order date. So I'm going to create a master calendar out of order date. So the first step will be to take the um, I'm doing a, this is one another type of load which is a resident load. So we saw preceding load. So resident load is again, rather than loading from the source or the QED, it's going to read from the data which is there in the memory. So we already have a table called order header. So I'm going to read from the existing table. Okay, it's a resident load on this order header table. So I'm loading the minimum and maximum values of this order date. I'm storing, calling it as minimum date and maximum date. So I have this table, temp table with two columns. And now with the help of peak function, I'm going to get the first zero, the first value from this column. I'm going to store it in this variable. And similarly, the max date. So the first value from this column, I'm storing it into a variable. So now with the help of these two variables, I'm going to auto generate a set of dates, right? So within this range, so less than or equal to the max date. So now once I have this, with the help of this, I mean, um, I'm going to, this is a temp calendar, so I'm doing one more resident of temp calendar, and I'm going to create the final master calendar. So I have this order date, the temp date is renamed as order date, so finally this will be linked to my order, right? So I need this same name over here. And then I have few commonly used parameters here: week, month, day, whatever is required, month, week, etc. And so finally this table will be dropped here. Temp calendar is dropped, and here this temp table is dropped. And here we have a mapping load which is used here, right? Apply map, quarter map to create quarter. So basically month, week, year, and etc. day can be calculated with these out of box functions. But whereas for quarter we have to derive it. So we go with the formula of dividing the month by 3, and we take a seal function. So seal function will round off to the next highest number, and the numerator will be rounded off. So with that logic, we are creating quarter, and that is stored in this mapping load, and which we use it over here to get quarter. Okay, so now we have a master calendar linked to the order header via order date. Okay, So this is already existing, so let me go to the data model. We'll just quickly have a look. So let me zoom in. So as you could see, master calendar is linked to order header with the help of order date. And this is our master calendar, right? So we have this date, we have all these fields: year, month, day, week, etc. Okay. Now let me quickly go to the UI, and we'll just cross check these. Okay, I'll just create a simple table chart. Let me add month, year, quarter, order date. Okay, so if I select Q1, so I should see Jan, February, March, right? Let me also add a field for year. So this is just to confirm the calendar code works fine. So let me select a particular year, 2017, and I should see only 3 months, first quarter, right? Let me select Q2. Okay, let me select May, and I see all dates from May. Okay, so with the help of these fields and the master calendar, we'll see how to create few more visuals, which we'll see in the next part of video. So hope so far we are clear on whatever we did. We explored a few business logics, how to use interval, how to use class function, and what is preceding load and what is resident load, and then how to use a create a master calendar at the time dimension and Qlik. Okay. So hope you guys are clear with this concept. Please do let me know in the comment section for any clarification. Thanks for watching.